All right. Good morning, guys. So today we're going to be reading the second page and the third page of I and Thou. I think Buber really gets at something important here. Um, Primarily, we're going to be talking about experiences, right? Why is Buber so critiqueful? Why is he critiquing experience? Right, this notion of experience. Um, what we're going to find out when we're reading the page 2 and page 3 is that Buber is actually critiquing um, a kind of experience. So let's go into it, right? So here begins page 2. The life of human beings is not passed in the sphere of transitive verbs alone. It does not exist in virtue of activities alone, which have something for their object. I perceive something. I am sensible for something. I imagine something, I will something, I feel something, I think something. The life of human beings does not consist of all this and the like alone. This and the like together establish the realm of it. And I'm going to pause right there, right? This notion that Buber is trying to get at with we're caught in this realm of I perceive something, I feel something, I am sensible to something. And then Buber says, this is not all that is there, right? All of this, I feel something, I think something, I um, perceive something, all of this something, this relation to something, Buber's saying that that's not all that there is. There's something more than that. But if you really take what Buber's saying seriously, that's actually the majority of how we perceive life. You know, we we move in the world in such a way that we're always perceiving something, feeling something, willing something. And yet Buber is challenging this idea and saying, look, that's not that all this is not all there is. Um, so let's go and this all of this I feel something, perceive something, this is all in the realm of what Buber calls it. And Buber's going to go a little bit into what that would entail. So let's go a little bit deeper. He then says, but the realm of thou has a different basis. When thou is spoken, the speaker has no thing for his object. For where there is a thing, there is another thing. Every it is bounded by others. It exists only through being bounded by others. But when thou is spoken, there is no thing, thou has no bounds. When thou is spoken, the speaker has no things. He has indeed nothing, but he takes his stand in relation. So already, I mean, we have to think about the premise of Buber here, okay? The foundational premise throughout the whole book of I and Thou is relation, right? Buber wants us to think seriously the idea of relation. And Buber is going to expose a hole in humanity by saying that actually a majority of our conversations with people, even though by definition they are dialogues, they are actually not dialogues. They are monologues. Um, because we are caught in the realm of wanting to experience something, to feel something, to will something. See, this is already objectifying anything that you meet, a person, an animal, nature, anything. You are already caught in the realm of it the moment you are aiming for this type of, feel something, think something. And so the realm of thou is, there is no object, right? There is nothing. There is no thing, which is I'm surprised Buber didn't do this interesting play where he didn't say there is no thing, right? A hyphen, no thing, but he said there's nothing. So now he says but we take our stand in relation. So in the next paragraph, he's going to talk a little bit more about what this kind of looks like, but through the contrary, right? What does taking your stand in relation mean by examining the opposite? Meaning, like, let's examine more of the realm of it before we talk about what it means to stand in relation. So this is what Buber follows up with next. He says, it is said that man experiences his world. What does that mean? Man travels over the surface of things and experiences them. He extracts knowledge about their constitution from them. He wins an experience from them. He experiences what belongs to the things. But the world is not presented to man by experiences alone. These present him only with a world composed of it and he and she and it again. I experience something. If we add inner to outer experiences, nothing in the situation is changed. We are merely following the uneternal division that springs from the lust of the human race to whittle away the secret of death. Inner things or outer things, what are they but things and things? Right? I love this like little poetic part of Buber, and I'm pretty sure it's more poetic in German. But there is something really funny that Buber is doing here with this notion of experience, right? The first thing I thought about when I read this passage of Buber critiquing this notion of like inner and outer experiences, right? We have this tendency to do this thing where, like, oh, it's my experience, so you like there's nothing in the outside that anybody could have related to, right? It's your specific inner experience. But what Buber is critiquing here, I know it may seem like it's just experience in general, but actually it's a kind of experience that is objectifying, right? And what Buber is really exposing in all of this is that most of our experiences are objectifying, right? There is, and actually, you know what? Let's just go into the next line. Let's finish up this passage right here. He says, "I experience something. If we add secret to open experiences, nothing in the situation has changed. How self-confident is that wisdom which perceives a closed compartment in things, reserved for the initiate and manipulated only with the key? O secrecy without secret! O accumulation of information! It, always it." So what Buber is talking about with like this secret, right, added to experiences, is that within our objectification, right, when I say like I experience something, I feel like it's a secret experience because nobody else experienced it. But again, Buber is saying that actually it's not a secret. There's not a difference between the inner and the outer, because all you're doing is just a secretive objectification, right? It's just a secret objectification of experience, right? You're not actually having a relation. And this is, of course, implicitly said. but it's going to ring throughout the entire book that you're actually not having a relation. All your little secret experiences or your secret inner experiences are really just objectifications, right? Um, and this is what Buber is critiquing, right? This is how he ends with it, always it, right? Lotzi says it hurts to notice. I've been doing it for a long time. I mean, we've all been doing it, I would say. We've all been doing it for a long time, and this is why I think Buber is so important. So Buber is going to explain a little bit more about why he's critiquing experience. So here's his real critique of it right here. The man who experiences has not part in the world, for it is in him and not between him and the world that the experience arises. The world has no part in the experience. It permits itself to be experienced, but has no concern in the matter, for it does nothing to the experience, and the experience does nothing to it. As experience, the world belongs to the primary word I it. The primary word I thou establishes the world of relation. So basically, whether you have a kind of experience, for Buber, if that experience doesn't involve some type of relation, right, in which it took a part of, and a good example is like you and the world, right? If the world didn't make some type of relation to you, then your experience is just a self-isolating experience, right? You're not actually having a relation with anything at all. Yes, Lotzi. Yeah, in some ways, it's in your head. Yes, and in some ways, that's what it is. You're not actually having a relation with anything. You're just having a relation with an object, and in this case, the experience becomes the object. If we want to push it that way, the experience itself becomes the object. How many times do we do this with people, right? Where we're sort of aiming for a type of experience, where this aiming for a type of experience prevents us from actually having a relation with the person or the thing that we actually want a relation with. And it could actually, and then the paradox of this, right, that the very yearning of wanting to have a relationship with is a kind of experience. So you already catch yourself in Buber's paradox of objectifying, right, being caught of making the experience a kind of object, in which you prevent a real genuine meeting, a real genuine relation to somebody and something or any entity. And you can see, you can even say Buber is really relative today in the sense that Buber, I mean, you could just think about how many times that, everything is advertised for their experience, right? Experience has become the new consumption type of product, right? Like you'll have this experience, right? So one in a lifetime experience, right? You'll never have this experience. It's like it becomes a product of enjoyment. But you see that the problem of making experience a product of enjoyment is that, at least from Buber's position, is that you're preventing a real genuine meeting and relation of things and people and nature if you are aiming or stuck in a world of experiences. If you're stuck in a world of experiences, you make experience itself an object for you to sort of enjoy, and so on. So yeah, I think we'll stop there. Yeah, I think that's a nice little piece of Boober to end on the day. All right. Take care. Bye.